Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Laytonsgow Show. I know, no special keyword today, because this isn't quite a vlog, we're not gaming, and there's no art really, so this is just a me talking video. I didn't expect to do stuff like this that often. I kind of planned to just, when I talk, put it into my vlogs and stuff like that, but I thought this would be an interesting topic to cover, so today we're going to be talking about this interesting save save the TF2 save TF2 thingy that's going on tomorrow. So yes, at the time of recording this, it is the 25th. Um, so I'm kind of planning on I'm gonna talk a bit about it, and then I'll be posting this tomorrow on the 26th. Because I figured why not. But then I will be doing a update video at some point talking about like if anything has happened from it or anything like that, or taking a look at the community itself, if that makes sense. So to just start off with, because this is I guess I'm considering this video, I'm also doing like a little post on my Instagram, and that was all I was going to do originally, but after I thought about it, I felt like I had some things that I could say. But yes, before we really get started, I killed a spider right before I filmed this, and it also took me about a solid 20 minutes to get my camera set up for filming this. So, yeah, and just yesterday, actually, when this like first surfaced, uh, my Manco coffee mug that I've had for like 2 years split down the side. So I don't know if that's a bad omen. I'm hoping it's not. I'm not a superstitious person, but very odd coincidence. I need to order. I'm ordering another one. Don't worry. Um, but anyway, enough rambling. So I guess I'll start off by saying that, like a lot of people, I'm not super special in the TF2 community in the sense that I've been around a while. I'm someone who I don't have for someone who's like I've played TF. The first time I played TF2 was in 2015, so I'm in an interesting spot. I haven't been there since the very beginning, but I've been here a while. I'm also not someone who plays it religiously in the sense of like I've played it, solidly for years and years and years. I've done it on and off, and the thing about TF2 that's special to me is that it basically introduced me to um, not only FPSs but multiplayer games, like online multiplayer games, and PC gaming as a whole, like more intense. Well, not intense, but like true PC gaming. I guess you could say, because before TF2, the only thing I had played. Well, I actually, because I played some, quote unquote real games before TF2, but like it was the first introduction to Steam. It was the first thing I got, which I'm sure a lot way it was for a lot of people, but especially with it being free to play for how long it has been. Um, but my main things I did on computer was like jumpstart games, Barbie games, things like CD games like that aren't. I didn't grow up with like bigger titles. Like I'm trying to think. Like I didn't get Half-Life. I didn't find Grim Fandango until later, which is like a favorite PC game of mine now. But like and like I like missed a lot stuff like that. But I played a lot of lower end, like edutainment, you know stuff like that. Like nothing that was like big for the time of PC gaming. So it's introduced me to a lot, and it's also like really helped me move forward with my art, because if you're someone who has had the unfortunate pleasure of following me for the past, so if you've followed me past like 4 or 5 years, or 3 or 4 years or so, when I first started doing TF2 art, which I did a little bit in high school, very, very little. I didn't draw much in high school at all, but like, it's also just helped me immensely, like, push through and learn new things and stuff like that, because, but yeah, I could probably spend this whole video going on and on. I haven't even talked about like the community and things like that, because I've had a lot of over the past few years, I've had a lot of positive interactions with the community. I've gotten to, sadly, I got to cosplay Scout for the first time at a con before the pandemic hit. I would probably have done it several times more by now if that didn't happen. But that, the online community, the game itself, like I've had the amount of negative experiences I've had are nothing compared to the positive. So, but like I feel like we could all go on and on about that. So what I'm wanting to talk about today, I'm gonna just go ahead and we've seen that long enough. You can stare at my beautiful wallpaper that I got commissioned by Flapjack last year. Go check him out, by the way. He doesn't need any introduction from me, but I'm gonna do that anyway. So, um, but what I want to talk about is sort of what I hope could come from this, what I think will come from this. Thoughts about the idea overall. Um, yeah, and just so, like I said, we'll be back for an update video if anything happens, which I'm sure, regardless, something will. Not necessarily that Valve will do something, but I just mean like, So first off, I want to say that I think that this is an interesting idea. When I first saw it, my immediate reaction was like, "What the heck?" But like, I'm not. I'm a pretty big optimist, but like when it comes to stuff like this, it's just and I'm not gonna say that people are stupid or anything like that. Like, there could be some people that genuinely believe that doing this will finally make Valve do something, but my opinion is Valve knows. Valve has known forever. Like, I would bet my life on the fact that every day, forever, not even since the bot crisis started, like since like the actual updates have slowed down because for the past years we've just basically had like um summer cosmetics case, Smith stuff, and then I don't know why I'm doing this. Um and Halloween. So we've gotten, waves of cosmetics, but we can, thank the community for that because obviously that's like, Valve is basically just pulling not saying anything wrong with that. Like I'm just saying like that again, Valve basically just is all they have to do is go get these cosmetics, put them into the game, do some maps, and things like that, and you're good. So but that's pretty much it. But what I was getting at was that I guarantee that every day Valve is getting email after email of either someone like angry about shit to do with TF2 or even, who knows, just like people sending their ideas of how to fix things, what they could do. That happens all the time. There's no way it doesn't. Like that's just the nature of how that stuff goes, especially with something like this where it's an extreme situation, I guess. But the thing with TF2 that I find so fascinating that, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know every video game in existence, and I sure as hell I'm not an expert on like online multiplayer games. The only ones I've ever really played have been TF2. I've played Splatoon. Um, like I've played some FPSs, but like my favorite FPS is Duke Nukem. If that tells you anything, and if you want to count Metroid Prime, if you want to, you can count that. But like, what was I getting at? Oh, just that I don't know the status of it, but as far as I know, TF2 is an interesting case in the sense that most online multiplayer games don't last as long as TF2 has. Like, people meme about it being dead and yada yada yada, or them wanting it to die, or whoever, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, like, for how old it is, it's like concurrent player base. My cat is trying to jump on me. Come on, Nelly. You want to join us? But for as old as it is, the player base is impressive from what I know. Like, I guess we could say like there's also WoW. Like WoW's a different type of game altogether, but it's another online game that has just been going on forever and ever. But it's Blizzard's try whether you want to argue or not that it's shit now, because I know I'm not a player of WoW, but my husband is, and I hear things about it from him. But like, there are very few games that last that long. Is what I'm trying to say. Um, Nelly, do not put holes in this shirt. My cat loves to. No, no. Okay. She's upset that I'm giving attention to the camera and not her. Um, So, Nelly, what are you doing? Okay. Um, I'm trying to talk about. I almost said serious things, but more. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so I think in that sense, like, I'm not saying we should be thankful, but like, TF2 has already stood the test of time, and like people can meme about it being dead all they want. In my humble opinion, a game, as long as a game is still up and running, a game is only as dead as you want to believe it is. If that makes sense, which I get that, like, you know, there are exceptions. Like if you look at Babylon's Fall, it is for all intents and purposes a dead game, dead on arrival basically. Even though it's still up, like it is in fact like literally. I think last I checked, like it hit an all-time low of having 11 people online, and it's a game that came out just a couple months ago. So there are instances like that. That's very rare though, but like you can't really say TF2 is dead. Um, for which that I'm grateful for, because like the community just does so much. Like there's always people making art, there's always people doing writing, there's always people like making memes. That's the biggest one. Like just people talking about it in general. And I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Like even if the game actually died, even if the server shut down, if Valve said, "Hey, it's done, it's over," it's not going to go anywhere. Like I don't want that to happen. It would be sad. Obviously, I shouldn't even have to say that, but like we would still have the property. So now that I've talked a bit about, you know, I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like if Valve actually did shut the game down, there would be an alternative. Do I know what the alternative is, or do I have a good idea of what it could be? Maybe. But at the end of the day, everybody can be an idea guy. Me and my husband talk about this a lot. Everybody can be an idea guy. Everyone can come together and we can all sit here and Nelly, you're making me very hot. I love you, but it's time. You've had your moment. Um, you know, Everyone can be an idea guy. We can all come together, like, because the obvious answers are to just be, you know, take care of the bots. Um, Here's some other ideas that we make a TF3 and but the problems that come, like that's just the thing is there's like what I'm trying to get at is here is we could come up with these ideas, but the problem is I think if they were that simple, Valve would have done it by now. Like maybe I'm wrong, and Valve really just doesn't care, or they're really wanting TF2 to die, which I don't know why they would, considering Valve is one of those companies that they do not have that many games. Like they don't have that many series, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like and their games are interesting because they don't have that many series and they don't have that many games as much as other companies. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying like it's interesting because they have so few, yet all of them maintain interest. Like it's honestly impressive because they don't have to make a new title every other year for each series for it to stay for people to stay invested. Like people have had Portal 1 and 2 forever. They've had Half-Life 1 and 2 forever, and Half-Life has a couple of new, like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the only Valve related thing that's gotten anything new, unless you count TF2 getting cosmetics, but that's not really, no one would count that, I'm sure. But like, and that's the thing is like, we could say that TF2 is exhausted in terms of being around, but like here's the thing, it is a single game, and I know TF Classic exists, but the thing is that they're so different. Maybe like because I've only ever seen it played. I don't actually own it. But like in matters of style and everything, it's totally different. Like so if we just exclude that, like this is the only Team Fortress like this iteration of how it looks and everything that we have. Like so in that sense, it isn't exhausted. Like people can and that's the thing. If TF2 is personally dead to you, if you don't want anything to do with it, if you're done, then that's fine. Like I'm not here to like say that you're bad for that, because I know that is a problem with some extreme people in the community. Is like that's even happened with content creators where they've moved on from TF2 or branched out to other things and they get hate for it, which I'm not just going to pin that on the TF2 community. I'm sure that happens to others, but I know it's a notorious thing that's happened. and it's shitty. Like if you don't care about it anymore, that's fine. The only time that I ever get annoyed with people like this is when they go out of their way to shit on like the people that are still in the fan base and active and like either playing the game or attempting to play right now, or like they're just still active in the community talking about it, making video. Oh, I didn't even mention the people that make Gmod and SFM videos. Like that's an insane part of it. Like there's I just I'm in awe whenever I, like ST Black uploads a video because it's just like it's dedication. It's so like neat. And if he ever moved on from it, that's fine. But like the fact that he still wants to do it is cool. But like there's other creators too. Uh, El Toro does one occasionally. There's a few I'm subscribed to that I don't. Dalek, Antoine Dalek still does stuff. So like, but yeah, like, if you don't personally care, that's fine. But so I've rambled on enough. Who knows how much this is going to get cut down? It'll probably have to get cut down a little bit. But so with this whole movement idea, whatever you want to call it, they're calling it a peaceful protest, which the only critique I have so far is like, I guess what else do you call it? I just, like, even if you put peaceful protest, the word protest I still think carries an interesting weight online, because, like, you can truly have a peaceful protest. There are examples of peaceful protests actually happening, but, like, based on what I've seen, like, with certain things, not gonna get political here, but, like, I feel like some people see the word protest and just take that as, oh, we're fighting to the death, which, of course, that's not the if anything bad happens from this, that is not the fault of the people, like, the creators that have put this together. It's not. I'm not one of those people that believes in like taking responsibility for something that you can't control or that you didn't incite. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be different if they were saying, hey, we're gonna, like, this movement is all about spamming Valve, and or I don't know why I'm saying movement. It's not a movement. It's not that big of a it's an event. Sorry. If they were saying with this event, spam Valve, be annoying, being an ass, then yes, I would say they would be assholes and should be held accountable for whatever happens. But that's not the case. So I'm hoping that everything just because there's going to be some people that will be abusing the hashtag. That's just inevitable. Like, with anything like this, you can't. There's no way to actually control people, and which is that's. But people do it anyway. I hope that these creators don't get any heat for this, because people have been like sending shit to Valve forever, like, over the bots and shit like that. So this isn't anything new. I'm interested to see how it goes, because I think this will be. That's the only reason too I feel compelled to actually talk about this, and like, so, because it's like the biggest, like, it's shaping up to be the biggest event that has happened that I can think of in recent years involving TF2. So like, and it's interesting because I feel like this all kind of spawned, like, I don't know if this is directly what inspired these content creators to put this together, but like when I saw that Streamily was hosting the voice actors to do online signings, I was like, this is interesting, like, and I think it really, like, awakened some people back up, like, you know what I mean? Well, that's a wrong way of putting it. Like, it really just, like, made people, like, want to be involved in TF2 again, or, like, think about it and things like that. And I can understand why when you see this, you think, oh, well, if these voice actors are being active on Streamily, maybe that means Valve is having them work again or something, but like that doesn't seem to be the case. Streamily, as far as I know, they don't have to get like Valve's permission to host these people. Like it's of their own whatever. And I think because the way Streamily even works, I don't know if the voice actors got together privately and like agreed to, because you can on Streamily you can apply to them, like you can apply to be hosted by them. So I don't know if Streamily reached out to them or if they all applied or whatever. It could be one of them did, and then they're like, hey, you want to do this, kind of thing. So, and I have to comment on the whole thing with Robert Atkin Robin Atkins Downs. I'm pretty sure. Am I being? Yeah, sorry everyone. Robin Atkins Downs. I was just having a moment there. I should trust myself more. But I know people are really referencing him, and I know he actually like tweeted. Pretty sure he did anyway. It wasn't like a joke. It was he tweeted saying like he was gonna get in touch with Val, which good luck to him. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but again, that doesn't mean anything. Like, it sucks to say this, but really, like, I'm not saying Valve doesn't, like, or companies don't care about their voice actors, but, like, at the end of the day, like, he did a job for Valve. It's over for all intents and purposes, unless they are getting in touch with him, which, the way he talked, I don't think that's the case, but maybe it will mean something. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just trying to be realistic about this because, um, yeah, I really hope that the voice actors have not been getting like harassed. Because just know that like even if like let's just hypothetically say that all the voice actors were getting rehired by Valve for something or like even let's just say that oh they're getting hired back for to do more TF2 stuff. That doesn't mean that they necessarily know anything about the state of the game. And if they're not, that really doesn't mean they know anything about the state of the game. Like, Valve has no reason to tell the voice actors, hey, we're we're fixing the bot crisis. Like, it's just so don't. This is already too late when this is going up, but I hope that people don't continue to bother them or be annoying or like if you want to ask them whatever, but don't be an ass about it. That's all I'm saying. Like because they don't I'm sure that especially with Robin like they don't feel that way. They like especially like they care about the community and that's a good thing. Like I'm not saying they should just flip us off and say go frick yourself and what that's what I'm saying. But it's more of just like just know that there are reasonable like ways to ask about this stuff and just know that for you asking something like that there's a billion other people asking the same thing. So and they've probably also gotten the same replies. So but kind of when this is kind of just turning into me like just sharing thoughts about like every little thing that's happened recently, which I guess that's fine, whatever. I'll probably try to do timestamps in this video so you can jump around to whatever you find interesting if you're here for anything interesting anyway. So but so my closing thoughts. I really hope that because what I wanted to say earlier was that I feel like more so than this changing doing anything with Valve, I think it's better for the community, and I think that's what it should be about. Like, and again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like the community wanting to do something big that's also like like I think the way they're doing this is good. Just because the whole thing that you're supposed to do is just post about what you love about TF2 on social media and use the save TF2 tag. Like that's simple. It's effective in the sense that it's going to cause sort of a wave, but also it's not trying to if they said at Valve in all of your posts, I think that would be annoying. Like I don't think that's part of it, which I think that would be sure there's a lot of people that are going to do that, but that's again like that's just people making their own choices. So if you want to at Valve, go for it, but I'd say don't don't spam, like don't do that. It's just it won't it's not gonna do anything. It's just not. And I'm not trying to come on here and like seem like I'm sucking Valve's dick or something like that, or sticking. You know what I mean? Like it's just you probably understand that like most people understand just common courtesy. It's common knowledge that generally harassing any not even just game companies but like any kind of company any kind of TV whatever move it's not gonna 9 times out of 10 it's gonna do nothing. It's just going to actually maybe have the opposite effect. There are rare instances like what happened with the Sonic movie where after they showed the first design people said holy shit what the hell, and they were like hey we see you don't like this so we're gonna change it, but like that's not usually how things go. Like that was a one-off very rare incident. But yeah, I hope things go well. I hope it'll just be a fun event. I hope it'll just be a reason for people to make some art, actually just share what they like about the game and what they hope could happen, things like that. So yeah, just since this is going up on the day it's happening, and as I'm saying, like, this will probably go up by the time most people have posted about it or something. So I just hope that I'll be able to come back with something positive, which, well, I should say all positive. Like, I hope nothing huge negative comes out of this. I'm sure there will be people like the immense haters who will do stuff, but like I said, it'll happen anyway. It's gonna happen as sure as the sun rises. The TF2 mega haters, butthurt fanboys will they will amass, and they will seek blood or something like that. But yeah, I hope that this is a coherent video. I feel like I've managed to not get off topic too much or ramble on. It's probably a little bit, but I think that's pretty much everything I had to say about this. Oh yeah, I guess fuck the people who make bots. Yeah, that's another thing I could say. I'm just gonna say it. Like, usually I'm the type of person that, even with, if I dislike something, or if I dislike a certain action or something, I'll give some kind of benefit of the doubt. But with TF2 bot makers, or honestly just like people who like make bots and shit for online games in general, just, I'm gonna give a nice fuck you, because I think it's stupid. I don't care if you're trying to prove a point and say that, like, oh well, I'm doing this to show that Valve doesn't give a shit. I just think it's stupid. I don't see any benefit in it, and I know no one who actually makes bots is probably going to see this, and I know that if they did, they wouldn't care. But yeah, I think that's just an important thing to close out the video with. I know I'm getting a little, you don't typically hear me talking like this, but it's, I think most people would agree with what I'm saying. And yeah, I did my hair for this. I put on my good shirt. I painted my nails. I painted my nails for this video. That's how you know I'm serious, okay? Like, I got all, I'm just looking at I still haven't cleaned up the dead body of the spider down here, just because I killed it, and I was like, I want to freaking film this video. I'll get it in a minute. So I'm gonna clean up this dead spider, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.